One evening, Thomas brought his last train to the junction. Percy was glad to see him. Toby looked up at the sky. Laughed Thomas. Thomas was too excited to explain. Mavis, Boko, Bill, Ben, Donald, Oliver, and Douglas paraded past. Whistled Donald. Admired Toby. Asked Thomas. Answered his driver. So they followed the other engines to the big station at the end of the line. Called Sir Topham Hatt. Continued Sir Topham Hatt. The engines whistled. As Annie and Clara were going to the big city too, Thomas and Oliver practiced with some other coaches. Thomas grew more and more excited. Too excited for his own good. He puffed. Then Thomas made his mistake. He boasted. No one was hurt, but Thomas's front was badly bent. They telephoned to Sir Topham Hatt. He said, "Poor Thomas." 8 o'clock the next morning, the engines waited at the junction. Toby and Percy were reaching our car, and Duck had pushed him into place behind Edward. Gordon, James, and Henry are ready and were waiting to lead off. They whistled impatiently. Sir Topham Hatt looked at his watch. Panted Thomas. The conductor blew his whistle and waved his flag. The engines cheered. And the cavalcade puffed away. Later at the big city, all the engines were lined up in a special... And the cavalcade puffed away. Later at the big city, all the engines were lined up in a splendid shed. The children were delighted to meet their friends, whispered Thomas to Percy.